Good morning, students. So we are doing the lesson A Truly Beautiful Mind. It is a lesson about Albert Einstein, as you have read earlier. So today I am going to start with the rest of the part of the lesson. It is page number 48, paragraph number 9. One of the famous papers of 1905 was Einstein's special theory of relativity, according to which time and distance are not absolute. Indeed, two perfectly accurate clocks will not continue to show the same time if they come together again after a journey, and if one of them has been moving very fast relative to the other. From this followed the world's most famous formula, which describes the relationship between mass and energy. E is equal to mc square. You might have read this formula in your physics, and in this E stands for energy, m stands for mass, and c stands for speed of light in a vacuum, about 3 lakh kilometers per second. So in one of his famous papers, which were published in 1905, Einstein's special theory of relativity was published, and according to this theory, according to the theory of relativity, time and distance, they are not absolute, means they are measured in itself, they are not in relation to anything else, they are absolute. And indeed, two perfectly accurate clocks will not continue to show the same time if they come together again after a journey, if one of them has been moving very fast relative to the other. According to this theory, if there are two perfectly accurate clocks, but they are moving at a different speed, one is moving very fast as relative to the other, and if they come after a long, you can say they will not show the same time if they come all together again after a journey. Means if one clock is moving fast and other is moving a little bit slow, they will not show the same time because they are absent. And from this, the most famous formula that I have discussed earlier, E is equal to mc square, it was written. And he has given one example also, given in this box. When you sit with a nice girl for 2 hours, it seems like 2 minutes, and when you sit on a hot stove for 2 minutes, it seems like 2 hours. That is relativity. Means he wants to say, if you sit with a nice girl for 2 hours, the time runs very fast. It will just look like 2 minutes. But when you sit on a hot stove for 2 minutes, it looks like 2 hours. It looks like a very long time. So this is the theory of relativity. While Einstein was solving the most difficult problems in physics, his private life was unraveling. Albert had wanted to marry Mileva right after finishing studies, but the mother was against it, and she thought Mileva, who was 3 years older than her son, was too old for him. She was also bothered by Mileva's intelligence, and she is a book like you, his mother said. Einstein put the wedding off. So while Einstein, he was busy in solving the most difficult problem, that is theory of relativity or other things in physics, his private life was unraveling. Unraveling means starting to fall. There was a disturbance in his private life. As you read earlier, that he fell in love with a girl, Mileva, and he wanted to marry her after finishing his studies, but the mother, Albert Einstein's mother, she was against it because she thought that she is 3 years older than her son. She was 3 years older than Albert Einstein, and she was also bothered by Mileva's intelligence. She thinks that she is also just like a book. Like as Albert is always lost in books, she is also always lost in books, and there will be no fun in their life. The pair finally married in January 1903 and had 2 sons, but a few years later the marriage faltered. Minerva, meanwhile, was losing her intellectual ambitions and becoming an unhappy housewife. After years of constant fighting, the couple finally divorced in 1919, and Einstein married his cousin Eliza the same year. The pair, they finally got, after facing all odds, they finally married in January 1903. They had 2 sons, but a few years later, the marriage became faltered. Faltered means weak. Minerva, she was losing her intellectual ambition and was becoming an unhappy wife, means she could not cope with her ambitions. She was very ambitious like Einstein, but she could not cope up with her life, and she became an unhappy housewife. And after the years of constant fighting, they got divorced in 1919. But Einstein, he married his cousin Eliza the same year. Einstein's new personal chapter coincided with his rise to world fame. In 1915, he had published his journal Theory of Relativity, which provided a new interpretation of gravity. An eclipse of the sun in 1919 brought proof that it was accurate, and Einstein had correctly calculated in advance the extent to which the light from the fixed star would be deflected through the sun's gravitational field. The newspaper proclaimed his work as a scientific revelation. Now, Einstein's new personal chapter, it coincided with the rise to the world fame, means when he got married for the second time, his second marriage, it coincided with his world fame. He became famous worldwide, and in 1915, he published his journal Theory of Relativity, and which provided a new interpretation of gravity. And at that time, a solar eclipse occurred in 1919, and it proved his theory, and it told, because he has calculated in advance the extent to which the light from the fixed star would be deflected. Deflected means change direction, because it hits some, when the light hits some surface, it gets deflected, it changes direction through the sun's gravitational field. And the newspapers proclaimed means announced his work as a scientific revolution. All the newspapers published that he had brought a revolution in science. Einstein received the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1921, and he was showered with honors and invitations from all over the world and lauded by the press. Lauded means praised by the press. He got Nobel Prize in 1921, and now he got honors and invitation from all over the world. Then the Nazis came to power in Germany in 1933. Einstein immigrated to the United States, and 5 years later, the discovery of nuclear fission in Berlin had American physicists in an uproar, and many of them had fled from fascism, and just as Einstein had, and now they are afraid that Nazis could build and use an atomic bomb. Now, in 1933, when Nazis they came in power in Germany, Einstein immigrated to United States. He shifted to United States, and 5 years later, 5 years after that, there was a discovery of nuclear physics, and there was a lot of hue and cry, and many of them they had fled from fascism, and they, just as Einstein had, and they were afraid that they could build an atomic bomb also, which would destroy the whole universe. At the urging of a colleague, Einstein wrote a letter to the American President Franklin D. Roosevelt on 2nd August 1939, in which he warned a single bomb of this type exploded in a port might very well destroy the whole port together with some of the surrounding territory, and his words did not fail to have an effect. The Americans developed the atomic bomb in a secret project of their own and dropped it on a Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945. At the urging means request of a colleague. Urging means request. At the request of a colleague, he wrote a letter to the American president of that time, who was Franklin Roosevelt, on August 1939, in which he warned a single bomb of this type, any bomb of this type which has exploded the port, which is developed by Germany, it will destroy the whole port together and some of the surrounding area. So it could cause a very good, you can say great destruction. His words did not fail to have an effect. His words were, they impressed others also, and the Americans developed an atomic bomb in a secret project which they dropped on Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945. Now, Einstein was deeply shaken by the extent of the destruction. This time he wrote a public message to the United Nations, and in it he proposed the formation of world government. Unlike the letter to Roosevelt, this one made no impact, but over the next decade, Einstein got ever more involved in the politics, agitating for an end to the arms buildup and using his popularity to campaign for peace and democracy. Now Einstein, he was deeply shaken by this destruction, and this time he wrote a public message, a letter, a very long and official letter to the United Nations, and in it he proposed the formation of world government. He said there should be a world government, and unlike the letter to Roosevelt, this one made no impact, but it had no impact on public, it had no impact on government. But over the next decade, over the next 10 years, he got more involved in politics, agitating for an end, and he opposed to end this agenda. You can say he opposed the formation and collection of arms. So he used his popularity to campaign for the peace and harmony. He wanted to stop the countries who were involved in collecting and developing the weapons. He campaigned for world peace and freedom of the people. When Einstein died in 1905 at the age of 76, he was celebrated as a visionary and world citizen as much as a scientific genius. So he died in 1955 at the age of 76, and he was celebrated as a visionary. Visionary means a person who can think about the future in an original and intelligent way. And he was considered as a world citizen and as well as a scientific genius. So we have seen in this lesson that how a scientist who is having a very intelligent mind, he was having a truly beautiful mind also, who worked for the peace and harmony of the world. Thank you.